Hello, everybody. Chris Scott here, Gary Wise. We're with the Paperless Agent, and today we're talking about Instagram.
And we're having fun doing it. We actually have been talking about it all morning, and a lot of different updates to Instagram, some new stats that you might find interesting, and some pretty cool hacks that Chris has worked through that has actually built my profile, Chris. I should look in a minute. But I've been following your hacks and doing all of this and posting. And I started with 450 followers.
Right.
I think I'm over 3,200 now.
Wow.
In 3 months. So it works. So with that, welcome.
Let's get started. Hey, guys.
We should tell them what's going to happen first.
Well, I was going to actually ask them for a favor.
Okay.
So you're here to learn about Instagram. That's what I'm assuming. And take a moment, open up Instagram on your phone. All right, this is going to be like one of those, what's that thing, follow along with me, or, you know, whatever. It's going to be like a hands-on workshop, all right? So go ahead, bust your phone out. If you don't have Instagram installed on your phone, while we're getting started here, go ahead and download Instagram. Go to the App Store, go to Google Play, whatever device you're using, and Instagram is free, so go ahead and download it and install that on your phone. And once you do, or if you already have it, follow us at the Paperless Agent. Go into Instagram and just type in search at thepaperlessagent.com and take a moment to follow us. And with that, let's go ahead and get started.
Okie doke. Oh, by the way, we've been following your hacks, building the Paperless Agent brand as well.
And I think we're in
10,400.
Yes, we are over 10,000 on that one.
So, anyway, with that, welcome. Did you tell them about what's going to happen?
No, I was waiting for you to do that.
Okay, I'll do that now. So here's what's going to happen is about over the next 55 minutes or so, we're going to do a lot of live training here for you. So get ready and take a lot of notes. In addition to that, we want you to ask questions. And the reason we want you to ask questions is at the end of that time frame, we're going to share with you some additional tools and resources that you can use to really, amp up your Instagram game. I made that up on the fly. It's good. And then we're going to have 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour of Q&A.
We're just going to hit as many questions as we possibly can until basically this whole studio gets shut down, you know,
So make sure you know how to use the chat section because that's where we need you to log your questions. And then our team here, back in the background over there, is going to make sure that they flag the questions and we'll answer your questions at the end of the session.
This is a live action broadcast, so we are broadcasting live. Let us know that we're loud and clear. Let us know where you're calling in from. And with that, I'm going to share my screen, Gary, so that we'll be able to not only, I have some slides prepared to give you guys some hacks on using Instagram. I'm also going to pull up my phone and go into Instagram and do a couple of demonstrations for you.
Live demo.
Live demonstration. So with that, whenever I look down, I'm just looking at my computer here so that I can share my screen. Gary, do me a favor and let me know when my screen has been shared.
I see the screen.
Okay.
All right, we are good to go, Chris. I'm going to turn off our camera so we can start this broadcast.
All right, let's do it. So like I said, follow us on Instagram at thepaperlessagent.com. Before we get started, I just want to take a moment to introduce who we are, just in case you're asking yourself, who are these guys and why should I listen to you? This gentleman to my right is Gary Wise. Gary is a sales and business development expert. He has 20 years of top producing real estate sales experience. He's been featured by Apple Computer. Gary, you're a commercial and residential real estate investor. You're even a real estate tech investor and advisor. I like to call Gary the quintessential real estate entrepreneur.
And this guy right here, this is the reason that you're here today, to learn about Instagram. He is a marketing expert, digital marketing expert. Used to be a print marketing expert back in the
olden days.
He's been in real estate marketing for 18 years, helping realtors like you and me learn the best of the best practices in order to generate leads, stay in touch with our customers, and convert the leads into business. In addition to that, like 18 years ago, you started working for a man named Brian Buffini, and you were the head of consumer marketing for him for 11 years. More recently, you ran the sales and marketing divisions for a 2-time Inc. 500 winning company. Like, that's a huge award. And now, Chris runs all marketing and lead generation for our real estate company and at the Paperless Agent. You're currently managing pages with well over 200,000 fans, and actually that says 4,000 leads. Most recently, Chris is generating over 6,000 leads a month for our different companies on social media.
Well, Gary, when you introduce me like that, it makes me want to meet myself, you know.
Well, you can. Just look in the mirror.
That guy sounds really cool. I got to meet that guy. All right. Gary, oftentimes I like to start off our training with a question.
Yep.
And the first question I have for you guys is this. What's the one thing you'd like to take away from today's session? The reason why I ask this is even though we have information set up and prepared and we're going to do demonstrations, anything that I can do or Gary can do to tailor the information to personalize and customize the experience for you, we will do that. So go ahead, go to the chat feature, let us know what the one thing is that you'd like to take away from today's session. While they do that, Gary, I'm going to talk a little bit about Instagram and why everyone should be on Instagram if they're not already.
Got it.
So first off, Instagram is the fastest growing social media platform out there. So back in April of 2017, they had 700 million users. Later in August, they reported 800 million users.
It's got to be over a billion.
It's close to a billion, if not already a billion users. They are the fastest growing social media platform out there. In fact, they are second only to Facebook.
And Facebook has been around a lot longer.
And Facebook owns them. So they are second only to Facebook, and Facebook owns Instagram. Now, this is why we should be on Instagram and why we should consider making that energy or taking that energy and effort to spend a little bit of time getting to know this new and rapidly growing tool, which is Instagram has 58 times more engagement per follower than Facebook.
That's incredible.
And 120 times more than Twitter.
Now, that doesn't surprise me, but the Facebook one, that's incredible.
Yeah, so here's why. People go onto Instagram, they see photos, they comment on photos, they like photos, they interact, right? It's much harder in Instagram just to share crappy content, right? I can't just go find some random link of some news article and plug it into my news feed.
Right.
No, I got to go out and find something that's worthy of an Instagram post, right? And so we, by nature, put more effort into what we share on Instagram, and therefore it gets more engagement. Now, I'd like to take one more test here, or give everybody one more test. Before we do, though, Gary, why don't we feed back to everybody some of the things that they'd like to take away from today's session?
Absolutely.
That way, too, all know what they are, and we'll try and tailor it.
You bet. So Kelly is saying, what's the best way to get engagement on Instagram? Don says, how do you monetize all these Instagram interactions? Ooh, that's a big one.
Yes.
Yeah. How often do you post? How much real estate-based info versus personal posts? What's the best way to promote and recruit buyers without sounding too salespersonish? How to use it to generate leads? I mean, that right there just like epitomizes every the whole. That's the whole reason I'm on Instagram. Well, I mean, it's fun, but it's about generating business.
Well, you know, one of the things that I think is very important for us as we're learning about Instagram today is to remember that there are really two things that Instagram is going to serve as. One is what I'm going to refer to as a branding tool, okay? And the other one, if used correctly, it can be a lead generation tool. Now, most of what we're taught and a big portion of what I'm going to share with you today is not going to help you with lead generation. The second half of today's training, so basically I'm going to run through Instagram. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff and how you can get more Instagram followers. And that's all about getting more branding going on.
Got it.
The second half of the presentation I've got for everybody today is to talk about stuff that they probably haven't really heard yet. And it's not the traditional, this is what you do to get Instagram followers. I'm going to show you how you can use Instagram for the purpose of lead generation. Now, it might shake you up a little bit because I'm going to share with something that it's kind of, I'll be honest, it's probably a little unpopular. It's something that you might not want to do, though you're doing this in other parts of your business. I guarantee it. But when I say this is what we're doing, this is what you should be doing, and this is what people who are getting results on Instagram are doing, and this, you might be like, oh goodness, really? So more on that later.
Get comfortable at being uncomfortable.
All right. But let's start off by doing this, Gary. Let's take a little bit, let's give everyone a quick IQ test.
Okay.
I'm going to put 2 posts on my screen, and they're going to vote on which posts perform better.
Okay.
All right.
I have a poll.
All right.
So you don't need to answer the question in chat. So he's going to show you the posts. I'm going to post a poll, and you tell us.
So I'm going to put 2 posts up there. you'll notice there's a big black box below the photo because I've blocked out the actual results that these things got. But just vote on whether post 1 or post 2, which one do you think did better? I'm not going to give you any more information other than that. And then Gary, once that poll starts to get some feedback into it, we'll give it a minute or two. What's interesting about looking at Instagram, and I'll share with you, Gary, a lot of people suggest that you should do things like research other people's Instagram accounts and do that. And originally I agreed with that. I actually I wouldn't waste your time doing that so much anymore.
Right, and I think it's because when we see which posts perform better and the reason why, it's like, so here's what I think, Chris. Can I make, I'm going to pause. Okay, the poll is actually swaying in the favor of what if I didn't know which one performed better, I would say post number 2 because of the beautiful architectural lines, it's a better photo, etc. So I'm going to end the poll here and share with everybody, Chris, 72% said post number 2.
All right, I got to preface the results here.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to give you the results, but I need to explain something. All right. So first off, post number 2 did perform better. You probably can't see the numbers, but post number 1 had 52 likes. Post number 2 had 91 likes. Now here's what you don't know. Post number 2 at a certain point was underperforming against post number 1. There was something that happened that caused post number 2 to get better. And guess what? So originally, the opposite was true. People liked post number 1. The question is, what happened to cause post number 2 to outperform number 1? And ultimately, why do some posts perform better?
Right.
Right. You guys want to know what happened?
I think I know, but I think we should share with everybody because they probably would like to know.
So do you guys want to know why post 2 outperformed post 1?
We know the answer to that.
I know the answer to this.
Yes.
Because I was testing it, and I was like, I wonder what will happen if, right? So when I originally posted post 1 and post 2, post 1 was performing better. And then here's a little secret that I did. I boosted that post 2.
Okay.
All I did was run a $5 promotion.
Okay.
And then post 2 outperformed post 1.
Yep.
So that is why, because we could speculate on why post 1 or post 2 perform better. I'm going to tell you, when it comes to Instagram, you could research and you can do pretty photos and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes ugly photos outperform pretty photos. There's no rhyme or reason what appears to be sometimes, but I'll tell you what does work. You boost a post and it does get more engagement. Now here's the problem. Most of us might boost a post and then ask ourselves the question, why? So what, why? And later on today, I'm going to further explain that. I am going to share with you this. We are using Instagram ads to market open houses, to market our listings, to market our blog and our website and the content that we produce to our database, right? So using Instagram ads is powerful and it works if you have the right formula for it, right? If you're just boosting posts, like I did in this example, it's probably not going to serve you that well, but I did this to prove a point.
And because boosting, it just is broadcasting a general ad, right?
So we're going to talk more on Instagram ads later on during today's presentation. And the reason why I preface what I said, what I'm going to share with you, might be unpopular, and it's the use of the Instagram advertising platform, which is actually the Facebook advertising platform. I don't know if you guys know that, but Instagram's advertising platform is one and the same as Facebook's advertising platform. So for those of you who are familiar with using Facebook's advertising platform, you have a huge advantage over everybody else because Instagram is one more placement. Now, let's get back to Instagram.
Okay.
And let's get back to the app itself. What are some of the other things that people want to learn today, Gary?
Well, a lot of people are asking this question, do I need to have a business account? And so that was another one. A lot of people they're asking very specific questions that I think we can we'll answer in Q&A.
Okay, and some of them we might answer as we start going through this information. So there's two types of accounts that you can have in Instagram. You can have a personal account and you can have a business account. And you can actually have multiple accounts. I have multiple accounts that are business accounts, personal accounts, right? A personal account, and here's where you make the distinction, because this might answer some of the questions that you guys have. Some people were saying, hey, should I post more real estate related stuff on my Instagram account, or should I post more personal stuff on my Instagram account? Well, it depends. On your personal account, you should probably post content that is driven by personal interest, what you are interested in.
Got it.
right? Now, in your business account, you're actually going to post content that's driven by your customers' interests. So in real estate, who are our customers? They're real estate customers. So in that case, yeah, it makes sense to share real estate content in our business account, but personal stuff that drives us personally. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's our pets, maybe it's our families on our personal account. On our personal account, one of the downsides is there's no analytics, there's no insights, there's no tools. What that means is we don't get to learn why posts perform better and be able to get any data to improve what we do.
Kind of critical to be able to see why certain things are working and why others aren't, because without that reflection and assessment into that, we have no idea what we need to change to make it better.
Well, and here's the thing. With the business account, you do have analytics, you do have insights. And remember I said it's not really worth all that while to research other people's accounts. You should research your own account. You post stuff and figure out what your audience is going to respond to, not what somebody else's audience is going to respond to.
Got it.
Right? So, one audience, let's say we're in real estate, right? Well, let's say I look around and I'm looking at these people and they have all these great photos of luxury homes. And I start doing that. But my clients aren't luxury clients. Well, guess what? They're not going to care.
Got it.
Right? So don't look at other people's Instagram accounts and get Insta envy.
Insta envy. Nice.
Don't get Insta envy when you're looking at these other Instagram accounts. You got to do what your people want, right? So again, though, emphasis on personal account, which you're interested, business account, where your clients are interested. Also with the personal account, here's the huge downside to it. There's no advertising tools available, right? So I can't do that boost post feature. And you're going to see later on in this presentation why having the ability to advertise and promote is so powerful. With your business account, you do have the advertising tools available. Like I said, it's the same advertising tools that Facebook offers. Here's the little catch. Here's the catch. You have to have a Facebook business page when you're using a business account.
Which is easy to set up, right?
It's easy. It's free. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that, okay? So I'm just going to throw that out there. I am going to say that if you're just getting started with Instagram, like this is your first time downloading the app and using it, use a personal account, get familiar with it, and then
you can upgrade from personal to business.
Then you just upgrade to your business account. That's actually the process anyway. You start with a personal account, you upgrade that to a business account. So,
awesome.
Now that we got that out of the way, and I'm sure during Q&A, if you guys got more questions about personal account versus business account, like when should I use which, well, that's more of a Q&A thing. For now, let's suffice it to say that I'm going to go ahead and say this. If you're in business, or you have a business, or if you have a practice like a real estate practice or a real estate business, like a real estate, anyone who has a real estate career, by the way, has this, then you should have a business account. I'm just going to go on record of saying you should have a business account because as someone in real estate, you are responsible for marketing. You are responsible for lead generation. You're responsible for marketing your sellers' homes.
Ultimately, you're responsible for taking care of your customer and you have a fiduciary responsibility to expose your listings to the greatest number of potential buyers out there. And where are those buyers right now, Chris?
They're online and they're on Facebook and they're rapidly going to Instagram. And here's the thing, is that if we know that's where they're at, that's where we have to be as well.
And let me ask this question. Can you think of another industry more primed to advertise their products than real estate?
Instagram is like made for real estate.
It is made for real estate.
You know?
Why? Because buyers and sellers, they love real estate porn. They'll sit there and look at real estate photos for hours. So
when you're interested in buying, that's what you're looking at.
Yep.
And so here's the thing. That's why I'm going to go ahead and say you should have a business account. I think you should also have a personal account. Like my own way of doing it is to have a personal account and a business account, and I use those, like I interact with both of those accounts.
Yep.
But you should have a business account, and I'm going to explain to that when we get to the later on in today's presentation. Now, here's the thing. Let's say you went ahead and you got Instagram, and you're like, well, how do I get more people following me on Instagram? There's a good reason to get some followers on Instagram, so just for credibility purposes, so that when people look at your Instagram account,
if you have 3 followers, they're like,
what's up with that, right? So I just pulled up our one from the Paperless agent to have an example here. You see, hey, there's 10,000 people following this. Good. It's just a little bit of a confidence meter. Now, we're a national company. As a real estate firm, you don't need thousands and thousands of people. Having a few hundred is going to be plenty sufficient. I would encourage you to start using practices to get higher and higher. The higher the follower count, and you can see that follower count in the middle of the screen there. The higher the follower count, the greater the confidence that people are going to have.
Now, quick question. John says, should Instagram have a link to your website? John, I want to point out right there, Chris has his mouse hovering over our website that we want to drive people to. So absolutely, in your profile bio, what you see where it says edit profile, you can change the profile and make sure that you have a hyperlink in there to wherever you want to drive traffic.
So a little side tip, I don't have our real estate one on here, but for the real estate, the call to action is search for homes, and then it actually takes them to our search page on our website, right? Not just any page. So that link on that profile is your call to action link, and you want to have that take somebody somewhere where they can receive value, and then hopefully that you can get their contact information. So Instagram growth hacks, though. I've got a couple of ways and a couple of things. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about these Instagram growth hacks, and then we're going to spend a lot of time talking about branding and lead generation.
Because that's the most important thing. But you have to start with the fundamentals.
I do, and I think this is where most people are going to be is, hey, how do I get more followers? So I'm going to address that question. And then, like I said, I'm going to get onto the steroid stuff in a little bit. All right, the first thing that I suggest that you do for getting followers, and this is a very surefire way to do it. You can do this manually. It's to follow other followers. Here, I'm going to pull up Instagram here.
Oh, this is great. So this is his phone right here. And I'm going to turn off our camera here so it will allow people to focus a little more there.
So Gary, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm just going to show people how to do some of these things, all right?
Okay.
So I've got my Instagram. This is our Paperless Agent Instagram page here. You can see we do a pretty good job at posting. We post a couple of times a week, I think it is. Look, we got a little Happy Valentine's Day thing there. We try to provide a lot of value, so we do a lot of video sharing and stuff like that, video clips. We like to do funny stuff. We like to do where's the one that you posted on there, Gary? This was great. I love humor in Instagram, which goes against all the rules of what most people say you should do on Instagram.
Yep.
Most people will say that you need to have pretty photos and so on and so forth. But I'll tell you what, memes and funny stuff, that's what gets really high engagement.
Yeah,
right?
Humor gets the greatest engagement.
Look, here's a perfect example. This is one that Gary posted. Running into an old friend, them. I just bought a house. Me. Congrats. Didn't you know I'm an agent? Them. Oh no, I forgot. Me. All right.
It's just humor. And look at the engagement.
394 versus our little our Valentine's Day thing, which was only 72 followers.
Yep. So humor, photography, beautiful shots.
But the main thing I want to show everybody is how to follow other people's followers. Yep. So when you go and let's say you're looking at another Instagram account, you can go, let's say you wanted let's say you found a bank a local bank, and you could actually go through that local bank, go to their followers and start following their followers. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense.
So what I'm going to do, I guess I come over here. Let's do one. We'll do like Austin. Let's see here. We'll do Austin. I'm just running a search, right? I'm trying to find people who might have accounts, people in the area that might have followers that would make sense to follow my page, right?
Got it. So here's one, Austin Luxury Rentals. That might be interesting because if people are willing to rent a luxury home, might they be interested in buying?
So look at this. So they have 24,000 followers. You can see that. You could just tap on the 24K, and then you can just start going through and following people. Look at that. Follow. You can do up to about 100 every hour, I believe, is the total amount. So you can follow. And here's the thing. Why would we do this, Gary? Well, between 25 and 50% of people will respond to your follow request by following you back.
So you go to follow them. They're like, oh, I got a new follower. They'll follow you back. That's how you build followers.
Right. So all you have to do is come in here and find companies and firms where they have people who are probably like similar types of clients that you would like. Here's one, Luxury Home Magazine Austin. They've got 2,681 followers. I can do the same thing. I can go through and look at their follows and start requesting follows from their people. And like I said, you can do up to 100. This is a lot of work. I'm going to be honest.
That is a lot of work.
These organic growth hacks ain't easy. But it is how you get the result. Otherwise, you're just hoping to get a better result versus this is an activity that if you do this, like, it'll work. You'll get a result, okay? Let me come back to the slide deck. So that's one of the growth hacks. Like I said, Instagram's going to let you do up to 100 follows per hour. You can expect and anticipate between 25 and 50% of the people that you request a follow for to follow you back. Important takeaway here, though, Gary, is make sure you're making requests of people to follow you that are likely to follow your page. Here's another thing. Make sure you have something to follow back on. Like, make sure you have something worthy on your Instagram account that they should say,
right,
oh,
so it's nice to have some content on your Instagram account that is seductive and attractive for people to follow. Yeah. So that's why it's important. The humor posts, the beautiful posts of homes.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. You're in real estate. Go grab a bunch of pretty real estate photos and start popping them onto your page. Then go out and start following people.
Yep.
So that is one of the growth hacks, and I just showed you how to do that. Here's another statistic that is, someone was asking, I think, in the page, in the question, or excuse me, during the, when we asked the question which you wanted to take away from today's session, someone said, how do I increase engagement, or how do I get more engagement on my page?
Yep.
And so here's a study done by a company that does research on social media and social media interaction. And here's what they found. They found that there is a 17% higher interaction rate for social media posts that include emojis in the comments.
You told me this. I started using emojis. It's incredible how much more people engage when there are emojis. And I personally, Chris, I find emojis like tacky. But it works.
But here's the thing. You might find them tacky, but do they catch your eye?
Absolutely, and that's the whole.
That's the whole
purpose.
point. Is that the emoji and why? I mean, it's helpful to look at. Well, why is that, right? So why is that? Well, emojis are by definition an icon that communicates an emotional response, right? It's an icon that communicates emotion. So when you see an icon that communicates emotion or a feeling or a sense of something, all of a sudden you know there's words associated with that. So let's say you scroll down and you see a picture of a home. Well, that's a home. What do you think is going to be around the text of a picture of a home? Something home related.
Of course.
Real estate related, right? So let's take a look at this example. This is another one from our Paperless Agent page. The post was, keep calm and let's find you a new home. You can actually take that, swipe that, and share that if you'd like. Regram that if you'd like. But let's scroll down. See, we didn't even have text here, just a couple of icons, emojis, I should say.
Emojis, yep.
Icons of emotional response.
And it got 279 to 281.
Yep. And just a picture of a home, a little handshake, a little heart, right? And even some comments and feedback, right? So here's a little side tip for you guys. Don't wait to post to figure out which emojis you're going to use, because it'll take you forever. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't use emojis. Is they're like, which one should I use? And then, posting a picture that should only take 2 minutes ends up taking 10 minutes. And you're like, oh, that's a waste of time. So what I do, I actually learned this from my daughter, right? So I have a little notepad on my phone, and it just has like lots of the common emojis that I like to use.
So you just copy and paste.
I just copy and paste it. And actually, the reason I started doing that, I noticed my daughter, who's 11, and she, instead of like spending all the time researching which emojis, she actually has them categorized by like different friends. She'll have ones she has my name, and then below my name, she has the most commonly used emojis when she's thinking of communicating with me, and then her mom, and then all these different situations. So I was like, hey, that works. Oh, luxury listing. All right, investment property, like all these different categories. So I have different categories, different types of responses, and I have a collection of emojis for that type of post. I also have it for a collection of hashtags as well. In fact, that's another one of the organic growth hacks, is to use effective hashtags. What are hashtags? Hashtags make your post searchable. So they're this little text preceded by the pound sign. Okay? So the text preceded by the pound sign, that is hashtag, and what that does, it makes your post searchable. What happens is people see a post they like, they look in the comments, they see a hashtag, and you can click on that hashtag and it'll show you all the posts categorized with that. So very important for you to also have a collection of hashtags related to different circumstances and different criteria. Like in real estate, by the way, one of the most common ones that work for us are like dream home, homes for sale, Austin homes for sale, like do some research. It's really easy for you to research a hashtag. In fact, all you have to do, I'm going to pull my screen up really quickly. I don't want to spend too much time doing this one. But for when you're searching hashtags, pop that up. Same thing. What you can do, let's go through here. I'm going to pull up that one post that had some good engagement. Come through here, we're going to look at all the comments and see all the, we actually this one's tagged for people in the real estate community, but let's go in here and type in real estate expert. And you can see that there's real estate news, there's 51,255 posts, and these are all the people who have tagged that with real estate posts. So the common behavioral dynamic is you see a post that you like, you look at the you look at the hashtags and you're like, oh, let me click on that. And that's how your post becomes discoverable. All right. Now, again, there's a lot of work involved with finding them hashtags, finding those
Well, that is the thing, is like doing all the research to find out these hashtags, Chris. Wouldn't there be a nicer way to...
You know what? Stay tuned, and I will. I will show that to you. In fact, I think what I'll do is I might make available all the research that I've done on hashtags for the different collections of hashtags and emojis, and I'll share with that more later in today's session. Okay. So, but I got to move on. We have a lot more stuff to talk about, Gary. So, question about what should you post on Instagram? Yep. You should post real estate, home interiors, area sites and attractions, selfies with clients, behind the scenes things like being at an open house, working with a client, going on a home tour. Working at an open house. Your view right now, actually, Gary, I've seen Gary do this when he's been like on a property tour or a caravan where he's like, look, checking out real estate, and here's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, my view right now.
And then the old school, this is a famous one, the Throwback Thursday, TBT. So you could actually take your photo from when you first got into real estate from 15 years ago and post that, and then people are like, you look the same! And you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, still look like I'm 12. So yeah, I love Throwback Thursday because it's a great way to mix things up on my Instagram page.
Okay, so I've talked a lot about some organic growth strategies, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not too big a fan in any of those, and here's why. It's not that I'm lazy, but I like to get the best return on my time and energy and money.
Right, because everything you just talked about can take a lot of time.
It is, and it's just a little, and then the question I have is it really producing the results that I want, right? So if Instagram is a branding tool, if it's a lead generation tool, if all I'm doing is spending my time following other people and emojiing and hashtagging, I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to get good results. You're not going to brand, you're not going to get lead generation. It's just not going to happen, not to the degree of which you would like. So let me share with you the real power of Instagram. And it's behind the pretty pictures. I mean, like, it's behind the pretty pictures because it's in the advertising platform
Which is what you were talking about earlier. And I think that this is going to be really interesting to a lot of people here because the Instagram ads, this is where it's at. Yeah. This is where you can track what people are doing with it. You can actually drive traffic to landing pages. Like, there's a lot of power in these ads.
Here's the deal. You can run ads on Instagram for as little as $1 a day. It's going to allow you to spend less time on those activities that we would spend and more time connecting and having a presence on Instagram instead of just like that rote activity of trying to find people and follow people. You're going to be able to connect with people who are not connected to your Instagram account. And here's even the beauty of Instagram, of using the advertising platform. Heck, you don't even need to have an Instagram account to be able to advertise on Instagram if you have a Facebook account.
If you have a Facebook business account, all you do is you can go in there and create ads in Facebook. But I know you're going to talk about that, but I'm just,
here's the thing with Instagram too, is when you're using the advertising platform, you can actually then define, hey, I want to put this in front of people who are in the market to buy and sell real estate, not just people who happen to be following me.
Yeah, so that's like creating a target audience to see that ad.
Which means all of a sudden, when we use the advertising platform, we don't have to rely on the people who are connected to my account. I can reach anybody in Instagram, right?
This is why you were saying you don't have to have thousands of followers.
No.
You just need a few hundred for credibility.
Yep.
And then when you start posting ads, that's when you attract the people you want.
And by the way, you can get your few hundred probably from your Facebook friends. You don't need to do all those other tactics that I just shared with you. I share them with you because some of you are going to be at the beginner level, and that's probably where you should start.
Right.
But most of you are going to want to quickly get to where you're getting results. No one wants to waste time doing anything if it's not going to produce results. So how do you get results? You use the advertising platform. We, like I said, are using it to promote our listings. We promote our open houses. We promote our website. website with it. The advertising platform is a low-cost, very effective way to get our message that we have to the people that we want to on Instagram. Not letting random chance connect us with people, but rather use specific criteria to say, this is who I want to see my message. Now, here's what I'm going to do next, guys. I'm going to show them specific advertising campaigns that we've run on Instagram. Will that be helpful for you so that we're just not talking like...
This isn't theory.
This is not theory. I'm going to show you some campaigns that you could literally start running today once you see the example. Now, there's two ways to make advertisements.
Yeah, you were talking about this, like you can do this through Instagram, and then you were also saying, oh no, you can also do this.
Well, there's pros and cons to both of these.
Okay.
All right, and I need to address this because this is very much like in the old days of people using Facebook when people would ask me, hey, should I do the boost post feature? And I would say, absolutely not. Well, and there was a reason why I would say that. It's because the boost post feature did not allow you to specify who you wanted to see your advertisement. And it really only put it in front of people who were already following you on Facebook or people connected to those people. But it wouldn't allow me to say, hey, I want people who are in the market to buy and sell real estate.
Right.
I want those people to see my ads. And so
like the true potential clients, not just
who do you want to see your stuff? Well, I want people who are in the market, and I want people who already know us, meaning people in our database. Like those are the two audiences that I always want seeing our information. People who are in the market to buy and sell, and people who know us, people who are in our database. Let me show you how this works. So with Instagram, one of the ways is to do what I'm going to call an in-app purchase. So an in-app purchase would be, see on this one Instagram, the one on the left, where it says promote, that little promote button.
Okay.
I can hit that and it'll like promote it.
Is this like a boost post
It's
in
like
Facebook?
boost post. You got really no control who's going to see it.
Okay.
You don't really get to, you can't have any, there's very limited audience selection, meaning I could say, yeah, I want people in Texas to see this, right?
Right, but you can't drill down like you can in Facebook.
I can't drill down and say, hey, I want people who are in our zip code that we're trying to build up a local market in, and I just want people who are likely to move. Or here's another thing I can't do. I can't like say, I just want people who Gary's worked with in the past to see this. I can't like do that using the in-app purchase. Now,
because they don't know who I've worked with.
On the right-hand side, what you see is this is Facebook's advertising platform. Now, Facebook, when you use Facebook ads, Instagram is merely an additional placement, meaning that if you're comfortable with Facebook ads, you can just say, yeah, just put this ad in Instagram as well.
Okay, hold on. Back that up.
Yeah, so when I create an ad in Facebook, I get to choose where I want the ad to show up.
And one of those checkboxes...
It's just a checkbox. I want it on Instagram.
So I'm already creating ads on Facebook, and all I have to do is checkbox, and it will go to the same audience on Instagram.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's that. Like, you want to talk about the KISS principle? That is keeping it simple right there.
Yeah. So now all of a sudden you can be on two places, the two most popular social media platforms in the world, with one single activity, with one single action, right? So let's do this, Gary. Let's go ahead and let's show them some campaigns that they can run.
Let's do it.
So the first thing I wanted to point out is how a campaign on Instagram versus how a campaign on Facebook is going to look.
This is so similar. They're almost identical.
They basically, yeah. The one on the left is a campaign, the same campaign running in Facebook.
Right.
I selected the checkbox here, and it also runs on Instagram, and that's what it looks like.
I love the consistency there, because if I have people who are on Facebook and Instagram, I'm getting like omnipresent marketing right there, as you call it, because they're seeing the same branding in both places. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you're everywhere.
Well, this is great because now I get to be everywhere with only doing one thing. I don't have to do more than one thing. It's like one campaign and two places. And now here, check this out. And this might be a little bit too much data for some of you guys, but I just wanted to point out, this is from the results from this particular campaign that I ran. And what I want to zero in on is you can see the distribution between Facebook and Instagram. So on the left, see this one, this big column here, the blue and green, where it says Facebook. And then right next to that, it says Instagram. Actually, Instagram got more reach than Facebook did on this particular campaign. And, we spent $30 in this case, but who was seeing it? People who are in the market to buy and sell real estate. That's the important thing. And, they're on Facebook, and there were more people who respond to this on Instagram. So let's dive into some more campaigns, real tactical campaigns that you guys should be running if you're not already doing them. So I have to say that if you're not marketing real estate, on Facebook and Instagram, then you are, I gotta say, you're missing the boat. I mean, you're missing the opportunity to put your product, the thing that people are interested in, into their hands, into like your marketing. Gary, how important is it to market your product, which is real estate, and the fact that you help people buy and sell real estate, as evidenced by
well, it's so critical for so many reasons, and we know this because number one, we have a fiduciary responsibility to do that for our sellers. Number two, there's an enormous branding opportunity for us to show people that we are. This is like the proof is in the pudding, right? This is the scientific proof that I am an expert here in selling real estate, and I'm showing you this. And man, talk about some lead generation opportunities to get people to my website. And by the way, one thing I want to point out is a lot of people are asking questions. Well, Chris, Gary, what if I don't have any listings right now? You don't have to have listings to post some ads.
What I'm going to show everybody right now is what I call, well, you guys already know this. I didn't make this up. It's a recently sold campaign.
Yep.
And so we just went through, and this is actually one of our clients' campaigns that I worked with them on. And what we did is we went out and found all the cool looking listings that he had sold in the last year.
Right.
Right. And then what we did is this is the actual ad, the Instagram ad. And for each, I did a multi-image ad on Instagram. So you see, this is the same ad, but when they swipe through, it's different homes that he sold.
Nice.
And then when they tap on learn more, depending on which image they're looking at, it'll take them to the landing page for that home. So
that
they
is
can
incredible.
Learn more about, and this sold, like it's a recently sold. So who is this campaign running to? This campaign is running to people in our database, right? Like people who already know us, people who visited our website, people who know of us, whether we work with them or not.
So what you're saying right now is that the people in my database, this ad is placed in front of.
Right.
And
why do we do that?
Because we need to stay in touch with everybody in our database more than just sending out an e-newsletter once a month.
And by the way, people in our database, if you're going to move this year, they're already thinking about it.
Absolutely.
They may not have contacted you. In fact, they may have forgotten that you existed, unless you're doing this on a regular basis. People in our database need to see us in action, and this is a way for them to see us in action. Seeing us market real estate proves to them that we're competent. It proves our competence. And so we have to do this on a regular basis, is market to our customers, market to our database, and even into the local market areas in which we're farming, is we have to show them that we sell real estate. And one of the ways to do that is through a recent sold campaign. So that's this one. Another one, and I alluded to marketing to your database. By the way, this campaign should be marketed to your database as well as people in the marketplace you're trying to serve. Another type of campaign that we can use Instagram for is to deliver value to our database. Now, why do we want to deliver value, Gary?
Why? Because they need to see that well, number one, it's a branding impression. Number two, it's a reminder that I am your real estate professional. You need to call me with help. And third, it's an opportunity for them to refer me business. So basically, by offering them a lot of valuable information, they can say, oh, you know what? I remember so-and-so was talking about investing in real estate, and Gary just sent me this article about that. I'm going to send that on.
So in this example, you can see that we are sharing real estate investment strategies and a report on Instagram. Again, what I did, I actually uploaded our database to Facebook. I uploaded the database and I told Facebook, place this ad to our database when they go to Instagram. All right. Now, it's not even like I spent a lot of money, like 10, 15 bucks. It's not like we're breaking the bank here and marketing to our database through Instagram. When they click on the swipe message, so here's what it says. Hey, did you know that real estate investments can appreciate in value and so on and so forth? You further below that, if they click on tap more, it actually offers a report. All right. So when they click on send message, this is an opportunity to engage our database through Instagram. It actually open up the messenger platform, and you can automatically program a response. So I have it pre-programmed to say, hi, it'll personalize it. Hi, Gary or Chris or whoever that person is. While we work on your report, check out this blog post, and they can click on that blog post. Just takes them to our website where we have an article on real estate investing. And then I mentioned, hey, we're going to send you a report, right? Going to send you a report, and then I send them this report that we have on real estate investing. So we have the ad showing up in Instagram. They click on the send message. It opens up in Messenger, automatically responds to them, and then we just send them the information.
Now, Chris, I'm looking at this, and like, if I were an Instagram beginner, I look at this and I'm like, wow, okay, that looks too complicated.
Gary, all I did was create a very basic ad. It's an image with some copy in Facebook. And here's the critical thing that made this work. The critical thing is I did go to Facebook and I uploaded your database.
Okay, so he took my database that I have in a CRM platform, he uploads it into Facebook, and he creates an audience called Gary's Database, or whatever you want to call it, and then he can create ads direct to that audience. It's like...
it only sounds hard until the first time you do it.
Right.
It's not complicated. But if you're not familiar with the advertising platform, then you're going to be like, well, that seems, well, you just need the instruction. You just like step by step. Here's part of the steps. Go to the advertising platform, go to Power Editor or Facebook Ads Manager, click on the top left-hand corner, go to audiences and upload your database. Like that's all you have to do to be able to do this particular campaign. Here's another campaign that I think you guys should be running. It's being able to market, again, to your clients, to your database, past customers, people who know you, anybody in your database, and use Instagram and this form of marketing to activate your clients.
So this is what's really interesting, Chris, is I've been teaching exactly what you're talking about to one of my private coaching clients. She is doing this and getting massive response. She's like, well, I'm kind of nervous about advertising on these social platforms to people in my database. Does it really work? And all these things. And guess what? It works. She's getting business. In fact, she just had 2 listing appointments.
Oh, wow.
Because of this social media advertising tool.
Here's what happens, Gary, when you're offering value, like, here's an example of real estate investing. We do this every month, different topic every single month. This one just happened to be on real estate investing. Well, you're providing value on a regular basis, and they're seeing it. They're seeing it Instagram. They're probably seeing it on Facebook. If you're using that platform, they're seeing it. And here's what happens, is that they're saying to themselves, Gary is competent. Gary provides me value. I like that Gary guy. Well, then every now and then you can come in with this type of advertisement. It's an activation one. It's only designed to find those customers who already know you, that are thinking of making a move, but they trust you now.
Right.
But you're just activating them saying, hey, I'm going to make an offer of help that's designed to get you to raise your hand and say, I need some help. Okay. So here's another Instagram ad. Searching for homes for sale, then you may wonder if homes are over or underpriced. If you have, and you can't see the text below it, but it basically says, if you have a question about a specific home's value, just message me the address.
That's awesome.
Just message me the address, right? So what happens? They click on send message. It opens up the messenger platform and they send the address.
And that is not
this particular
complicated.
campaign, I was running this one for one of our clients. Cost about, I think it was like $2 per actual messenger response, right? Which was so valuable because all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know they were thinking of buying a house. I didn't know they were looking at real estate,
I would spend $2 all day long to find out if people are interested in buying or selling real estate. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. How else would you know that your clients are thinking of making a move unless you're constantly making these types of offers of help? Because here's what happens. Gary, when someone's thinking of making a move, they don't call us right away. They go online and start searching, and they start getting exposed to our competition and other people and these home search sites.
This is the point, is that we know they're online searching. I mean, everybody is searching online. They're not searching on my website. They're searching on these major portals. And so what's really critical is that when they are ready to be contacted or ready to contact somebody, who do they need to call?
They got to call Ghostbusters. I mean, Gary Wise.
And so that's really, really important. It's just like the biggest thing we have got to do is we have to stay in touch with people in our database. And the purpose is we have to be in front of them when they or their friends or family members are thinking about making a move. That's the whole point here.
Now, I got one more campaign, but then I'm actually going to show you a little ninja jiu-jitsu move. Like we're working through this, but I want to be able to like give you the icing on the cake. But before I do, let me just do one more Instagram campaign that they could run. And it's getting low cost, high value impressions with video on Instagram. The reason why I say that is when we do video advertising, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook for that matter, it usually only costs about a penny or two to get into our customers' news feeds with a video.
That's cheap.
That's the cheapest yet highest value impression.
Why is it so much cheaper?
Because people prefer video.
Oh, and so Instagram and Facebook know that they like that more.
Yep.
And so they're going to make it cheaper to get that in front of people.
Just one of the things you have to be aware of is if you're going to do an advertisement that's going to, a video advertisement that's going to show up in Instagram, that it needs to be 60 seconds or less, okay? It needs to be 60 seconds or less.
Well, that's not a problem because all videos should be
who wants
2
to
minutes
talk?
or less, but really, you need to compress it.
So what kind of stuff should you do? Well, in this video, Gary and I were talking about expert home pricing strategies, right? So we wanted our clients to know that, hey, we don't just price homes. Like Gary's an expert, and so we use expert pricing strategies to be able to put your home on the market. It was a really short video that we just put out there, and guess what? 1, 2, some cases 3 cents. If they were in Gary's database, like it only cost a cent. If it was in your local market that we served, it was about 2 cents. And then I know I was doing some testing with this one, so I kind of opened it up to some luxury people, like high net worth individuals in the Austin area, and for that it was like 3 and 4 cents. But to do it just to get in front of your database, all of a sudden they're seeing you speak on video. We're sharing our expert pricing strategies. What do you look like? You look like a freaking expert, Gary.
Well, absolutely.
Because you are. That's what experts do. They get on video and talk about the strategies that they have.
Experts share their knowledge. And when you share your knowledge, it's like you want to talk about valuable items that people want. Absolutely.
That's why I call this one a high value yet low cost marketing, branding strategy. So here's one of the big jujitsu moves that once you guys are doing this, and some of you are already using tools like Facebook, some of you are already using some pretty innovative marketing tools and have marketing know-how, you can use this to impress your sellers. And why is this important? Because this is what wins us more listings. Right?
It's what wins us the listings, it's what wins us repeat business, and it's what wins us referrals.
So I'm going to give you guys the secret weapon that Gary has used to thwart his competition, and it's his property marketing plan.
Yeah, in the property marketing plan, just very briefly, what it is it is an extremely detailed list of absolutely everything that I and Chris are doing to market and expose listings to potential buyers. I mean, down to the nth detail. It is a very detailed list of everything. And this is the thing. This is the most powerful document that I use to win listings.
So if you're using tools like Instagram for marketing, and you're using tools like, let's in this case using the Facebook advertising to access Instagram ads, you now have a far more compelling reason for a home seller to work with you, for clients in general to work with you, because you are now using marketing as your point of differentiation, right? Instead, and why is that important to the customer? Because customers, they actually want us to have marketing skills. So for those of you guys who are like, gosh, I don't know about that social media, or gosh, I don't know about Instagram ads, here's the thing. The number one thing, according to the National Association of Realtors, that the home sellers want us to do is to market the home to potential buyers. When they hire us, that's what their expectation is. That's what they want us to do for them. So if we're not showing them how we do that, and we're not being innovative in how we do that, we look like everybody else. And that's where we have to differentiate, because the buyers are online. 95% of buyers are going to be using the internet as part of their search. 51% actually buy their home online. So we have to be using tools like this, like Instagram, like video, like being able to promote our sellers' properties so that we can earn that business. Now, Gary, we're getting to the top of the hour. I want to make sure I give everyone the tools and resources because I want to be able to then go into Q&A.
And keep your questions coming because we're going to have a lot of time for Q&A. But before that, Chris, recap the tools we covered.
So I made an emphasis. Guys, this is where you want to take down the notes because I'm just going to recap all the takeaways from today. So we talked about Instagram business accounts, and I said you guys need to have a business account. We talked about hashtags and the use of emojis to increase engagement. Remember, that was 17% increased engagement. We talked about Instagram ads and specifically using the Facebook advertising platform to show up in Instagram ads. And then we finished that up with a property marketing plan and how to use that and how to use that marketing know-how that you are now using for marketing listings, marketing on Instagram to be able to show your sellers what you do. Now, a lot of you probably are saying, gosh, Gary, Chris, I need some help with marketing on Instagram. We have a program. It's called Instagram Marketing for Real Estate. I wanted to make it available to you and give you guys a special offer today for getting this program. So this program is designed to show you how to set up and grow your Instagram account. It's going to give you posting tips and tactics and examples so that you'll know what to post, personal, business, when to do so. It's going to show you how to use Instagram to market and promote your real estate business specifically. And I'm even going to give you my hashtag and emoji collections that you can literally copy and paste into your Instagram posts. Will literally save you hours and hours of time. You can get this program when you join our club. You can become an Insta Boss when you join our club to get Instagram marketing for real estate for only $67. Now, you might be wondering what our club is. With our club, you get access to our real estate training library with literally hundreds of topics and solutions, such as listing appointments, Facebook advertising, social media marketing, how to work with buyers and sellers, and even how to take your entire real estate practice online and go digital. You're also going to get hundreds of downloadable tools, templates, and resources, saving countless hours, such as listing presentation templates, marketing plans, advertising templates, and even home buyer and seller guides. Gary?
Yes?
There's still more. You even get a digital marketing campaign every single month to ramp up your stream of leads. You get prospecting letters, emails, social media posts, ad templates, referral tools, and everything you need to bring in more clients to work with. In fact, that report that we shared on Instagram on real estate investing is just one of the examples of the tools that we created for 1 month for our clients to use in their marketing and prospecting. You even get a marketing website with blogs posted automatically for you every month. Plus, there's landing pages to market listings and for lead generation. This marketing website is meant to complement your existing web presence by making it easier for clients to find you online. And you get access to Gary and myself and our entire team with online live training sessions where you can get your real estate tech, sales, and marketing questions answered in 2 group coaching sessions every single month. And brand new, our club now has a marketing suite where you can send emails and newsletters automatically to your database. You just upload your database and we'll format nice, professional-looking emails for you to be able to send out to your database whenever you want to. This offer ends on Monday, but when you sign up today, I'm going to throw in my bonus gift of Facebook marketing for real estate. Our Facebook marketing program is going to give you everything you need to use the Facebook ad platform. So if you want to use Instagram, you actually need to know how to use the Facebook ad platform. We give you advertising templates and checklists, right? We're going to show you how to do repeat and referral campaigns, just listed campaigns, open house campaigns, lead generation campaigns, messenger ad campaigns, branding ads, and a whole lot more. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee, but when you sign up today, Gary, I'm even going to throw in your property marketing plan template so that they can have a jump start to being able to show their customers what they do using social media and Facebook.
And Chris, that actually answers a handful of questions that I received earlier about that 8-week property marketing plan. They're like, hey, can I get a copy of that? Absolutely, and you can do it right now. So all you have to do is go over and click on the sunset orange button that I am displaying right now. It says Join Club Now. And what you'll do is just go sign up as we start getting into Q&A because we want to make sure that you take advantage of all of these offers that we're giving you today. The Instagram marketing for real estate, which is Chris just briefly touched on today. And what's amazing about that course that he created for you is it goes step by step. It's like baby steps. It's step by step in great detail to help you if you're a beginner, all the way through being really, really advanced. And in addition to that, I love the pairing of your Facebook marketing for real estate course here to the Instagram, because when Chris was talking about Facebook marketing and advertising and using that platform to be able to advertise on Instagram as well, you're going to learn how to do that in that course. And then to start really sharing what your promise is and start delivering on your promises of marketing real estate and winning more listings, you'll use a property marketing plan template. So go sign up right now, and we are going to answer some questions. Jane says, is it month to month? It is month to month. You can cancel at any time.
Hassle-free online.
Yeah.
You don't even have to call us. You can just go online and cancel it.
Yep. And Michelle says, is this U.S. dollars? Yes, Michelle. I assume you're in Canada. A great number of our coaching clients are in Canada. So if you're in Canada, you're in good hands here. And all of what we do absolutely translates into Canada. So Michelle says, can you share that marketing plan with us? Absolutely. Just head on over to that button, sign up, and you'll be good to go. Shirley says, what if you're new and have a very small database? Oh, man.
So real estate?
This is an incredible opportunity to start building that database.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. what I would suggest that you do is, if you're new, or if you've been in real estate 20 years, you're always growing your database. That's the number one thing that you can be doing, is the building and growing of your database to create more business for yourself. Now, tools like Instagram, tools like Facebook, they can help you grow your database, and they can vastly improve how well you stay connected to your database. And they allow you to create that omnipresent marketing necessary for you to cultivate that referral and repeat business. And so if you're brand new, I would suggest that you have to start growing your database very, very aggressively. But you already probably know about 100. I mean, like the average person, I think statistically knows about 150 people, right? So I would start with those 150 people. Make sure you're using tools like Facebook and Instagram to provide those people value. What happens a lot of times is people think, and they only focus on like growing the database, and they forget that they know people, and they need to be providing value and communicating their competence to the people that already know them.
Right.
And that's what these tools are for. Now, I know, like, here's the thing. You can use tools like this to grow your database, but if you're brand new, I would first start with the people that you know and taking that into account, and use these tools to provide them value. Because you can do so for like very, very small amounts of money. The smaller your database, the less you're going to spend. Right. So I think that, like our original social media marketing budget back in 2013 was $300 a month. Right. That was, and I mean, granted, Gary had already been selling real estate by that time for 17 years. So it's not like we could have started at $100 a month, $50 a month. Trust me when I say
Well, I saw one ad you posted for $5.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of this, when you're communicating to your database through Instagram and Facebook, and you're doing some of the ads that we showed you how to do, $5-10 is all it's going to cost to be able to stay in touch. So hopefully that answers that question.
Manny says, what promo code are we supposed to use? You do not use a promo code. That specific link that we gave you today, that gets you this special. So, don't just go to our website. This is a special that we're offering during this live training today only. So head on over there. Make sure you click on that link, open up the page, and go sign up right now, and we'll get to some more questions. So Pamela says, what is the best length video? So
depends.
It depends. If you're, so may I answer this one?
Yes, go for it.
So it depends on what you're doing. Like if we're doing a lifestyle video marketing a listing, we can go 2 to 5 minutes. If we're promoting that on Instagram, it must be cut down to 1 minute or less.
Yep.
Now, if we're doing a market statistics update, Chris and I can talk about market statistics for 5-10 minutes. But I think what's really important here is that regardless of the length of the video, it's really important that you get the highest impact, most valuable information to the people within the first 10 seconds of that video, because that's where you're going to make your brand impression. And in fact, Chris does an entire training on that with our videographer. You guys did an entire training on that for the entire coaching club. Our videographer, Jarrett, he's actually sitting behind the camera right now. They did a whole coaching session on video. So if you even want to learn about video, if you want to learn about working with buyers, if you want to learn about different lead generation, lead conversion tactics, scripts and dialogues, templates, you need to join this club today, because we offer so much. Basically, if I'm going to break it down here. What you're signing up for today is everything that Chris and I are doing in our real estate company that is successful. And what we do is we take that and we share it with you. We create templates for you. We create scripts and dialogues for you so that you can be successful as well.
In terms of that length of video, I think that so much emphasis goes into how long should a video be?
Yeah.
Well, technically, Gary, we're on a video, and we've been on a video for about an hour and 3 minutes.
I guess are you saying it depends?
It depends, right? So, for example, let's say you wanted to do an Instagram live video, all right? So you go to Instagram, you want to do video on Instagram, so you do an Instagram live, which means you swipe left, you swipe right when you're on Instagram, and then you can, I'll just show you what I'm talking about here, Gary. How about that? So let's say you want to do an Instagram live video.
Yep.
Let me just pull my screen up, and so I can just swipe over here. Sorry, my swiping's not swiping.
Have you lost your
There you
swipeability?
go. Sorry. I was like, it was getting stuck. So look, here's Gary. Can you guys see Gary? There's Gary. So I can actually go to Instagram Live, and what I've done, it says start live video. And heck,
I think you're doing a live video.
I am.
Hey everybody, this is Gary Wise. Chris and I are live here during a live training session at the Paperless Agent. If you pan over that way, you can see our camera set up. You can see Jarrett checking everything out, making sure that everything's going well. And then you can pan back and look at Chris because he's here with me as well. So there you go.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this. So I'm going to stop this Instagram Live. See you guys.
Bye.
Say bye, Gary.
And that's how easy that is. That's incredibly easy and very, very valuable.
All right. Now I'm not done.
Okay.
Hold on. So why did I do that? Well, we were talking about video length. And Gary, when we're talking about video length, what you had mentioned earlier is that the first few seconds are very important. So in fact, actually the first 3 seconds are what earn your viewership initially, right? So the first 3 seconds of any video is going to earn the viewership. So most of the videos are either going to show up on Instagram or maybe you're using Facebook, for example. So a person is going to be there and they're going to be scrolling through their news feed, right? And so when they see a video, the time it takes to scroll, if they slow down, it's going to take about 3 seconds. You've got those 3 seconds to get them to stop.
That's why you need that high impact right up front.
Now, here's the thing. You have from 3 to 10 seconds to deliver value. Right?
Got it.
A person, if you get them to slow down, they're either going to like keep on going or they'll stay there if you give them a reason to stay. You accomplish that within the first 10 seconds. Beyond that, right, you are earning every additional second, every additional minute, but know that those first 10 seconds are critical. Now, I say that and because people will say, is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? It really depends on what you're talking about. And it also depends on the viewer. So if you are Gary, let's say you're thinking of buying a home and you're interested in one specific home that you're looking at line. And let's say there was and you're like, gosh, should I take the time to go check this house out? And you're watching a video. Do you think you'd be satisfied if the video stopped at 60 seconds or would you want to see more?
I want more.
Right? You could probably watch 20 minutes of that.
Give me the goods.
If it was well done, and they're going through the home and they're focusing on the highlights of the home and they're taking a tour of the house, you'll watch a 20-minute video if you're interested.
Right.
So it's really not about what video. I think people get caught up in what the ideal video length is. And remember, it really is up to the viewer and to the quality of the information that you're looking at. Now, if you're putting crappy video together, then make it as short as possible so people don't have to suffer. You know, I mean, like, if that's what you're doing, make it short so we don't have to suffer through it. But if you're putting together good stuff, be proud of that. Put it out there. Don't be afraid. By the way, you'd be surprised at how many of your folks want to see you on video. You'd be surprised at how many of your clients are going to respond well to seeing you.
It's such a great way to interact and bring that personality forward that you normally wouldn't be able to. So that's really, really helpful.
When Gary goes on listing presentations, they will always tell him, Gary, I've seen all your videos. You know, and it's not like he's like, oh yeah, he's awkward. You know,
it's a little awkward, but like I educate clients on video.
But here's the thing: you walk in the door, and they'll say, "I feel like I know you already." Right? That's one of the things they will say. I feel like I know you already.
And do I want that happening?
You want them to trust you.
Trust. It's a high level of trust. So everything that we're talking about here is designed to get you out there, get you branded, get you in front of potential customers, keep you in touch with your database, keep you in front of your database, and build trust. And that's what this is all about.
You know, the whole point behind marketing, whether it's on Instagram or whether you're sending off emails or dropping in postcards, it is to build trust through the recency and frequency of communication by providing value and showing and evidencing your competence.
Yep.
Like that is, you know, when someone sees on a very regular basis that you help them by providing them value and that you're competent at what you do, what kind of effect does that have psychologically? It means I can trust Gary.
I can trust Gary. Because here's the thing, Chris, navigating a real estate transaction can be very, very scary. And so my job is to remove that fear, instill competence and confidence there. So they're like, okay, I feel very well taken care of by this realtor because I'm not really sure what's supposed to happen. And so as you build that trust absolutely, that's when you get that business.
Well-
And somebody, Kathleen just said, has Gary ever not gotten a listing? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And